What's good, everyone? Today is the first video of 2025, and for this video I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different from my usual book video. So last year I wrote a short story for my English project, but it just didn't have that taste of, yeah, that's what I want my story to feel like. So I'm gonna go back to that short story and I'm just gonna spice things up just to get that taste. And to spice things up, I have the Wheel of Names. And each section is a different book subgenre that I chose. And whatever the spinner lands on, I'm going to add that subgenre and add that into my story and make that story that subgenre. Not gonna lie, I haven't looked up these definitions yet, but we got Lovecraftian, psychological horror, parallel universe, biopunk, we got soap opera on this. Oh no, space opera, my bad. Okay, so space opera and techno thriller. And depending on what the spinner lands on, I'm gonna choose that subgenre and add that into my story. Alright, here we go. We got soap opera. I keep saying soap opera. We got space opera, yeah. Alright, so now we have a subgenre space opera, but I just need to know what it means, so. Okay, so space warfare, interstellar travel, and dramatic, larger than life characters, blah blah blah. Alright, so I just need to give it Star Wars vibes. Basically, space opera is colorful, dramatic, large-scale science fiction adventures with some, like, planetary romance. Yeah, I can work with that. Okay, so let's just look at the short story that I wrote last year first. It was called The Mountain. Yeah, such an original name. No judgment. When I wrote The Mountain, I was inspired by George Orwell's Animal Farm, and it's like symbolic satirical style. The idea of using animals and people to symbolize more abstract concepts like corruption. Yeah, I was really into that, and I was inspired by it to make this short story. So in the original short story, the story centered around a city that has been completely destroyed by poverty, and the source of that destruction is the king, who is this greedy and corrupt king, and he's so fat that he's perfectly circular. Like a complete circle. You can't see any dents, no nothing. Because he's taking all the resources and money and food from his citizens. Most of these citizens are farmers and they grow food which the king takes as tax, and in return these farmers get to stay on his land. So this perfectly circular king, he actually symbolizes greed and corruption, and he is actually cursed by his greed. The more that he takes from the farmers, the more that he wants, so he's never satisfied. And because of this, that's where the rest of the story comes in, because there's just this huge mountain made entirely out of gold sitting next to his castle. Don't ask me why. And there's this garden who is not human. He has wings. And this garden, he's in charge of making sure that nobody, not even the king, not even the peasants and the farmers, get to take gold from this mountain. And this king, with his greed, that when there's this mountain of gold literally sitting next to his castle, he needs it. He's fat and perfectly circular, but he needs it to survive. And the rest of the story unravels, but I'm not going to talk about that. If you want, you can read the original short story in the description. The link is in the description. And anyways, how am I going to make this story space opera? Just to limit my time, I have 1 hour to get this done. So my time starts now.
If this world were mine. Hey, Roman numeral 7, babe, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I take your dreams and make them multiply. If this world was mine, I take your enemies in front of God. Introduce them to that life, hit them strictly with that.
10 seconds? I'm not done. Okay, so my 1 hour is up, and it definitely wasn't enough to create like a Star Wars type thing, but I think I did okay. Try my best, you know, and it's a first draft, so don't judge too hard. Anyways, I kind of wanted to create like a Dune thing because I haven't really watched Star Wars yet, so I poured all my like half of my energy just into the introduction to like create a creepy like world building introduction. It's not creepy, but you know how Dune and Star Wars, they're both very melodramatic and exaggerated, and it's just completely unrealistic science fiction. So that's kind of the feel I'm trying to go for in my short story, to get that space opera feel. So obviously I changed the location of the story from being just on Earth to the entire galaxy. And I wanted to copy Animal Farm's like symbolic style. So this galaxy doesn't have a sun, and that is actually symbolic because the sun symbolizes hope, and without the sun there's no hope, and in this galaxy there's zero hope. Zero. Because there's no sun, that means in this world because there's no sun, that means in this world there's zero light, and the darkness is everywhere, and that means the darkness is also symbolic. And it's symbolic for just like, you know, the dark side of humans. Yeah, it's so deep. In this world, the people have adapted to the darkness, and they allow the darkness to completely control them and do whatever the darkness wants. And that's where the space opera vibe comes in, because in this world where they live completely in the darkness, they've learned to adapt to the darkness, and that means that they might have evolved to adapt better. And I can reveal that they have night vision and like really big eyes, but the rest is up to your imagination. I did do a few other things with my story, but 1 hour was definitely not enough. But anyways, if you're curious about what I wrote, the link is in the description below to the original and the new versions. Just go check that out. Well, this was an interesting video and a break from all my other book videos, and also the first video of 2025. Bye.